Hello. Welcome to my kitchen. Pull up a stool and sit down. I'm going to give you a cooking lesson. So I can't help it, but even though I'm 60-something years old, I still get a craving right at about after school time, which is probably about 3 o'clock, for something sweet. And one of my favorite things that my mom would make was a snack cake. And she made it out of Bisquick, which is not really good for you, so I have figured out how to make one that's a little bit more healthier and it tastes better. But it also is very much like a Mexican very dense cake that has a topping on it I'm going to show you how to make as well. So this is the kind of thing that you can make in one bowl and cook in one pan. And it helps if your ingredients are room temperature. And if they are, then you can mix it just with a wooden spoon. But you can also use your handy dandy little, I know some of you have KitchenAids, but you don't need the great big one for this. You just need a little guy. But I'm going to try for the first time mixing it with a wooden spoon to see how fast that goes. So the first thing you want to put in is your flour at room temperature. And that is 2 cups of white flour. Then there's 2½ teaspoons of baking powder, a little bit more than a pinch of salt. This is pink Himalayan salt, and 1 cup of sugar. And I like to use the it's sugar that I buy at Costco. I don't think it's raw, but it's not as refined as the pure white sugar. So you take those dry ingredients and you just kind of mix them up a little bit, maybe with a wire whisk or something, so they're kind of mixed pretty good. You don't have to take too long with it. Next thing you want to do is put in ½ cup of butter at room temperature. ½ cup of milk. Now, you can use an assortment of different things. This is ½ cup of half and half because we don't have milk. I do use half and half for some things, and it's been in the refrigerator, and it's probably a couple of days out of date, but I can still use it for this cake. So ½ cup of half and half. 2 eggs, room temperature. I know Chase can break it with one hand. He's pretty good. Need a paper towel. And one of the secret ingredients to this, and it's a little bit extravagant, especially in these times when we're living off of some of our food storage, 4 teaspoons of vanilla. But if you don't have vanilla, I know Chase likes to scrape vanilla beans. Not really. Just use as much as you want. Or just 1 teaspoon of vanilla if you don't want to be extravagant. So you just mix that up into a nice batter, and it is mixing really good. I should say really well, with just a wooden spoon. Pop in here. He's my muscle. Makes a pretty thick batter. You're gonna actually have to spread it into the pan. I didn't count my stirs. You just want to make sure all the ingredients are mixed in really well. See a little bit of flour still on the bottom. Okay, that's pretty good. So I'm going to get a spatula. And you want to put this in a 8x8 square pan, or you can use a round pan, but I use a square pan. And all I'm going to do to the square pan is get my little pastry brush and use some coconut oil. Make sure you get plenty of coconut oil in there so your cake doesn't stick. Although it has quite a bit of butter, so probably wouldn't stick too bad anyway. Like I said, it's kind of thick. So while I'm doing this boring part of it, I hope you're all healthy, and I hope you're doing things that you need to do to be healthy. It's hard, not being able to go anywhere. But I'm glad to hear that Chase and Malia have taken up painting. I even got to see some of your creations. I'm so proud of you. Good job. You know I love it when I get to see your art. I get to see some of Callie's art once in a while too. I wish she would send more of it to me. She just finished a little while ago, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago, helping her dad design a logo for a volleyball club he's going to create. And she was using some new tools like Inkscape. I think she was trying to use CorelDRAW. I'm not really sure which one she wound up using, but it's fun to try those new things. She's really good at the one she knows. I'm hoping she's going to be expanding her tools. So just kind of spread this evenly in your pan. And you're going to bake this at an oven that has been heated up at 350. So that means you have to preheat your oven to 350. And it takes about 31 minutes in my, usually I use my, this isn't the kind of thing you really want to lick your fingers, but I haven't tried. This isn't the kind of thing that you want to, no, that's not what I was saying. I like to do it in my Pampered Chef pan. So anyway, 350 for about 31 minutes. And here we go. This is kind of what it looks like when it comes out. You want to test the middle with a toothpick to see if it comes out clean, then you know it's done. My oven's a little bit wonky. I've been having some troubles with it. So I do have to do that test. So I would go 30 minutes and then do a test, and then if you need to. Now this is the topping that I was going to teach you about, and this is what comes on the Mexican dense cake, and it also is in their jelly rolls. This is just raspberries that were frozen, defrosted, and mixed up so that it was a puree. And I added a little bit of sugar. And now I'm going to add a little bit of lemon juice to give it that little bit of tartness that Papa really likes. He likes it sweet, but he also likes it tart. And knowing how most of you like tart things too. And while the cake is still warm, you can put this topping on. I used 2 cups of frozen raspberries, probably about a 1/4 cup of sugar, and you saw me just squeeze a little bit of lemon juice in there. You can also put raspberry jam or any flavor jam on top of it. It would be good. I also made this cake once using the fast fudge recipe in the Better Homes and Garden cookbook. It's an excellent recipe, and it's really good on this cake. But that takes a little bit longer to mix that up. The cake is also good just plain. Also good with just some powdered sugar and a little bit of maybe orange juice or a little bit of lemon juice added to it to make a glaze, and put that on it too. So you can do a lot of different things. But this is one of our favorite ways because it reminds me of that Mexican cake I was telling you about. And one of the finishing touches for that Mexican cake is dried unsweetened coconut. And you just sprinkle that on. Usually takes quite a bit so that you can see that it's on there. It makes it taste really, really good. And there you have it. After school snack cake. Delicious. So, to finish up my video, I just want to tell you I love you and I miss you all. And I'm doing this so I can connect with you a little bit. Also, I've told a few of you about one of my favorite new shows called The Investigators. And I would like some feedback. While Harrison and Ashley were here, they saw a little bit of it, but I don't know if they liked it enough to keep watching it. If they did, I'd like to hear about it. I've mentioned it to Leah. I've mentioned it to Callie. Anyway, I think it's an adorable show, and it just cracks me up. And so I'd like to hear what you think about it, see if you like it too. Anyway, Papa and I love you. Have a great day.